I know of no safe depository of the ultimate powers of society but the people themselves. And if we think them not enlightened enough to exercise their control with a wholesome direction, the remedy is not to take it from them, but to inform their direction by education. John Love FM 105.1 and Love TV Live for the program, The Afternoon Conversation. We provide you a platform for open dialogue and intellectual exchange. We encourage listeners to think critically, challenge their perspectives, and explore different viewpoints on various subjects by fostering a respectful and inclusive environment. The Afternoon Conversation on Love FM 105.1 and Love TV Live from Monday through Friday, 2 to 3:30 p.m. Don't miss out.
We sincerely apologize for coming on a bit late due to some engagement we had, but it's good that we are here again to talk about those things that we started on this morning. We told you about the activities by the CSA and the discussion went well. Lots of Liberians got interested in discussing the issues that has to do with the code of conduct and the attitudes of Liberians on the job. As you all know, it is good that we speak truth to power. It is good that we do the things that we ourselves can actually appreciate, that regardless of the odds, we are contributing to our national growth and development. A couple of individuals have been laid out from the Monrovia City Corporation, and there are more to come in terms of people who find themselves in violation, quote unquote, in violation of the CSA law, and people who have reneged on going to work in time, and you just name those things that the CSA boss listed. He outlined in his appearance at the Mika press briefing on Tuesday. It was interesting to know that there are a lot more. This discussion have elevated to the level of political party versus political party. And people are seeing it from all spectrum. But let us be real. There are laws on the books that restricts employees from doing certain things. And we will be showing you these laws. We will be reading them out to you. But the interesting thing about it, there have been a very interesting information filtering the social media, and it has to do with individuals, most especially some of those members, 5 members of the executive of the CDC COP, who have been affected by the dismissal at the Monrovia City Corporation. So we'll be reading the names out and giving you some insight of the unfoldings, okay? So 5 executive members of the CDC COP have been dismissed by the Monrovia City mayor for consistently criticizing the bad leadership of the Boubacar Koun administration. Those include Ben B. Tokpa, chairman, Kendrick S. Pelina, vice chair for administration, Fode and Masakwe, and others have been dismissed from the Monrovia City government for consistently criticizing the Unity Party regime. As you all know, 3 days ago, the CDC COP called on the 55th National Legislature to pass on a vote of no confidence in Mr. Josiah Jokai, the Director General of the Civil Service Agency, CSA for short, for violating Article 44 of the 1986 Constitution, which frowns upon obstructing legislative functions. In response, the CSA boss called for 9 persons of the MCC to be dismissed for criticizing the government. The government has declared the CDC COP leaders as a threat to the presidency and dangerous people on social media. All right. On social media, for the government to declare these advocates as threats, it means it could eliminate them. We notify international partners of this situation, as it states, as we await the official response of the CDC COP. So now, understand that these individuals have been laid off. The guys, this morning we read you one of the letters, and the letter contained some of the things that are within that violates the law of the CSA. Now we will find you quickly. Let me get my tablet up and running. We will give you those articles that gives the CSA the right to carry on such an exercise. And more to that, we will also be telling you about the code of conduct, what it means to be in government, and you carry on such an act that was allegedly carried on by these individuals who are now being captured at the Monroeville City Corporation and all other institutions. You need to govern ourselves in a manner and form that won't jeopardize our job. This morning we had a lengthy conversation on that issue, so we thought it wise to elevate the conversation this afternoon. And you will understand that you cannot, let's be real to ourselves, you cannot get involved according to the your code of conduct. It has a serious binding on political involvement and other stuff like that, protestation, and you just name it. But I'm trying to get my tablet on, and as soon as it is on, I will read you that article or those laws that are in line with what is unfolding. We found this morning on some of the things that the CSA boss have embarked on, and it is a good thing that government people account for their positions, people account for the monies given them in terms of the work, equal work for pay. You cannot have people paying you and you are not attending to what you are required to do, staying off job. So we want you to know that there are a lot more we can talk about. There are people, this tendency we got in Liberia, you go to work, in as much as government job, say anytime I can go to work. I think a government job, man, we do not hold ourselves accountable for our actions. But when actions are taken against us, it becomes a serious problem where we start to put in politics and politicize these things. We found at the CSA boss for his recommendation in terms of the issue that has to do with those 9 employees who were at the Monroeville City Corporation. And we said if it was only on the basis of social media posts that they made that trickles the CSA boss action, well, we want to say he was also in government, in the previous government, when he used the same social media to criticize the government and criticize the president vehemently. He stated that he, as an individual working in the government, he did not see former President Weah as his president. After all, this president back then was legitimately elected by the people of Liberia. So he, as an individual, saw it. He said, look, this man is not my president. And he said a lot. We have some of the posts here, his previous posts made during his term when he was working in the WIA government. 29 December 2027, he wrote on his social media handle, Josiah Jokai, saying Wede Williams electing George Weah doesn't negate the fact that he is incompetent. I want another round of insults. So he was speaking to one of his colleagues. He also mentioned again the danger of celebrity in power. The case of Liberia. He wrote that again. Josiah Flomo Joka Jr. He wrote that again. So there have been scores of partisans from the Unity Party who were in previous government, and they had their own share to use the social media in lambasting the government when the government went the extra mile. And we also understand that the government back then also went after some individuals. We made mention of Precious Polly. Precious was relieved of her post at the gender ministry during the Weah-led administration due to her continuous posts on social media that was not in the interest of the government. So Civicus Basigia saw it as an affront. He, there at the Buchanan port, he saw it as an affront to the government, and he made it possible that the lady lost her job. She was relieved of her job, and the letters are also in our possession. So, should we go back and forth with these kinds of things? And the president made it plain that indeed his government would not be the government of business as usual. We understand that the social media is widely being used for criticism. A lot of things have transpired, and the social media is one of the fastest ways to which people are expressing themselves. The Constitution gives each and every one of us the right to freedom of speech. But let us understand that freedom comes with responsibility. If that freedom given you is at the detriment of the survivability of the state or the sanity of the state, that can be curtailed. So with that being said, these individuals were laid off. Ben Believe Tokpa, let me name them again, especially from the CDC COP. These guys were laid off. 5 executive members of the CDC COP, namely Ben Believe Tokpa, chairman, Kendrick S. Pelina, vice chair for administration, Fode and Matsukwe, and others. They were relieved of their posts, respective posts at the Monrovia city government. So the letters are all here. We also have Bob Kokwe. He's also one of the victims amongst those 9 individuals. So what have you to say? So as soon as we get this, we want to, I don't know why the tablet keep doing this to me. The information I gathered is in here, but it's taking a little bit slow to charge. But however, let me get it up. It will soon come up. So what have you to say concerning the prevailing situation? And there are lots of people that are to be laid off. Yes, from various ministries and agencies. The labor ministry, a lot of people. I played this morning. Where is this stuff? Oh, this morning I had a video being played. I don't know. What's this? What's happening? All of my things gone helter skelter. Where are they? So you will know that it was made plain by the CS's boss. I'm going to replay this press conference so that you listen to the listing of individuals who will be laid off and individuals who may have reneged on their job. Some of them, when the headcount was done, they were not captured. But it's interesting that some of these individuals were on leave, some of these individuals were on sick leave, some of them were on maternity leave, and some of them were in the field. But the CSA boss said there were no tangible documents to substantiate their claims. What be it? Let's get to hear from the CSA boss as he had his time on the press briefing of the information ministry. Let's listen to him, then we open the line so that you weigh in on this matter. It's very critical. That's why we thought it wise to reintroduce this topic so that Liberians get to talk about it. Indeed, you cannot be in an professional environment and at the same time that professional environment do have its ethical standards, and we tend to violate. That's why we said to our friends, some of our friends across the corridors here, do not get yourself involved when you are a professional person in a professional environment. Do not get yourself involved in politics. Stick in your line of professionalism. Stick in your line of professionalism. You can have your interests, political interests, but it shouldn't supersede the ethical standard of the institution for which you find yourself. If the institution you find yourself prohibits you getting involved into political rallies, political stuffs, you refrain from it. Now you know that this is where you're getting your bread, your daily bread from. You cannot bite the hands that feed you. In no way, anywhere across the world, you cannot bite the hands that feed you. So at the end result, the hand that feed you will take drastic action because there are laws on the book that governs the action of the hand that feed you. So we've been told and reliably learned that these individuals got on a serious spirit of provocation and all those things that prohibits the rules that governs the civil service agency. So it left the Director General of no alternative but to request that the Monrovia City Corporation mayor take drastic action against them because it was in a violation of the action was in the violation of the CSA laws and that of the code of conduct. But let's listen to him what he had to say, outlining some of the suspension and dismissal that are to come in the coming days.
Our retirees or potential retirees receive all their handshakes throughout August, September, and October. On November 1st, they will be transitioned into the national pension payroll, meaning as soon as you start receiving your salaries, you transition to receiving your pension salaries as of November 1st. We will also provide our retirees with special award letters. Award letters specifying benefit time and actual pension benefit and Social Security ID card will be distributed to NASCOP regional offices, and this is to give them easy access to all their documents that they deserve. Prevent the hurdles of traveling from Leeward counties coming to Monrovia. The CSA, however, would like to announce that there is no voluntary retirement. The age for retirement is 60 years. Once an employee reaches the age of 60, he or she is eligible for retirement and can be retired by the government through his or her employer. The discretionary power to retire or retain an employee at age 60 lies with the government through the Civil Service Agency. The CSA wishes to extend its deepest gratitude to NASCOP for providing the financial and logistical support necessary for these free retirement counseling workshops nationwide. In short, all of these things are possible. They want to happen because NASCOP and CSA are working together collaboratively, number one. Number two, because NASCOP has already accepted to provide the resources and logistics needed to make it happen. So the CSA wants to express special thanks and appreciation to NASCO for supporting the initiative. The Liberian Senate, through its Rules, Order, and Administration Committee, has formally requested the Civil Service Agency to separate the payroll of its central administration from that of the Honorable House of Representatives. The CSA's Employee Services Division thoroughly reviewed this request submitted by the Senate's Rules, Order, and Administration Committee Chair, Senator J. Blebo Brown. After a meticulous evaluation, it was confirmed that the Senate Central Administration payroll was consistent with the version previously approved by the CSA. As a result, the CSA has officially approved the separation of the two payrolls, ensuring that they will henceforth be processed and approved independently. The Senate's request for separation stemmed from a directive issued by the House's Rules, Order, and Administration Committee Chair, Honorable J. Marvin Cole, who instructed Guaranty Trust Bank not to disburse the July 2024 salaries of the House's Central Administration employees. The CSA was notified of this directive, having been copied on the letter issued by Honorable Cole. It is important to highlight that the CSA has already approved these salaries, and the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning had transferred the necessary funds to the relevant banks consistent with established laws and policies. Unfortunately, the payment process was halted by Honorable Cole's directive, which contravenes Chapter 5, Section 2.1 of the Standing Orders of the Civil Service. According to this provision, quote, the payment of salaries and wages throughout the civil service shall be determined by the Civil Service Agency and disbursed by the Ministry of Finance, unquote. Therefore, the instruction given by Honorable Cole directly violates the standing orders of the Civil Service. In so doing, the CSA and the MFDP bear no responsibility for the delay in the payment of the House's Central Administration employees. While the CSA regrets the situation, of the entire workforce. The total number of employees verified during the headcount process was 150, representing 67% of the workforce. 10 employees were not verified, meaning they did not fully submit required documents for verification, representing 5% of the workforce. Total employees who did not show up at all for the headcount exercise, meaning they were unverified. The 14 employees in our category, 1/4, representing 6% of the workforce. Total unverified employees were 48, including those on sick leave, study leave, co-assignment, and assignments in lieu counties, representing 2% and 19% of the workforce, respectively. Ministry of Transport. The total number of employees during verification and headcount was 398. The total number of unverified employees was 34. That includes sick leave, 2 study leave, 3 jury assignment, 3 outstation 20, and vehicle enforcement 6. The total number in essence is 34, representing 9% of the workforce. The total number of employees who did not show up to be verified, no show, was 18. This number represents 4% of the entire workforce. The total number of employees not verified was 71. 71. This number represents 18% of the workforce. Total employees verified were 275. This number represents the 9% of the workforce. Liberia Broadcasting System, LBS. Total workforce during verification and headcount was 142. The total number of employees that were not verified, that is, did not fully submit required documents for verification, was 3. This number represents 3% of the workforce. Total employees verified were 107. This number represents 91% of the entire workforce. Total number of employees unverified represents 7. It's 7. And that number represents 6% of the workforce. The Ministry of Information, Culture Affairs, and Tourism, Honorable Pierre, the Honorable Minister. Total employees during verification was not recorded. It's not an oversight. There is a reconciliation that is being done between the attendance record analysis that will definitely tell us, and we will make that to report submission. But I will go ahead to read the other portion of your report. The total number of employees not verified was 22. This number represents 6% of the entire workforce. The total number of employees who did not show up, meaning they were not verified, no show, was 11. This number represents 3% of the workforce. The total number of employees who were not verified at all was 8, and the number represents 2% of the entire workforce. The total number of employees verified was 351. This number represents 89% of the workforce. Ministry of Education, Central Office only, because verification is still going on in the Leeward County. There were 300 employees that show up for the exercise, and the number represents 89% of the entire workforce at the center. The total number of employees on study leave with no evidence of gray sheets or documents, relevant documents, was 15. This number represents 10% of the entire workforce. There were 5 employees on sick and maternity leave without evidence of medical reports. So total employees accumulatively verified were 304. And as we indicated, the number represents 89%. That's only for central office. So I know people are concerned about the whole Ministry of Education, but Ministry of Education verification and headcount process is still ongoing, like internal affairs and the rest of the ministries in the Leeward County. The Governance Commission. The total number of employees during verification and headcount was 156. The total number of employees who were not verified was 5. This number represents 3% of the workforce. Total employees verified was 141. This number represents 90% of the workforce. The total number of employees not verified at all who did not show up, this number represents 7% of the entire workforce at the Central Office of the Governance Commission. Office of the Vice President and a group of 77. The total number of employees during the verification and headcount was 174. Total number of verified employees was 97. This number represents 67 of the entire workforce. The total number of employees who were not verified, meaning they did not submit required documents fully for verification, was 3. This number represents 2% of the workforce. The total number of employees who did not show up at all, no-show employees, was 34. This number represents 23% of the workforce. 1 employee resigned at the time of the verification and 1 died. So the 2 employees represent 1% of the workforce. Employees on sick, maternity, and annual leave were 10. This number represents 7% of the workforce. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, based on the outcome of the verification and headcount conducted at the reporting spending entities, the CSA has blocked a total of 332 employees pending further verification in 1 month. That will be from August 15 to September 15. The government is expected to save $161,117.97 monthly and $789,280.10 for the remaining 5 months in 2024. That is when the spending entities concerned work with the CSA to take these actions. That's what the government will do. Here are the details of the breakdown of those 2 amounts, the monthly and remaining 5 months. Ministry of Transport, 398 total, 29 employees unverified. The monthly wage bill for that is $12,300. And for the remaining 5 months, it is the $1,502.15. That's what government will be saving from the ministry. Ministry of Labor, total of 224 at the time of verification, 12 unverified. As a result of the blocking of the CSA for the 1 month verification, 4,539 will be saved monthly, and for the 2,600 will be saved for the remaining 5 months period. Liberia Broadcasting System, Central Office, 142 at verification. Unverified employees, 7. Monthly salary for the 7 is $1,868. That will be saved. And for the remaining 5 months, $9,340. National Water Sanitation and Hygiene Commission, 82 at verification. Unverified, 8. Monthly wage bill is $4,077. For the remaining 5 months, $12,000. Governance Commission, 156 at verification. Unverified employees, 5 as reported. Wage bill monthly, $5,000. For the remaining 5 months, $26,445. Monrovia City Corporation, 955 verification. Unverified, 115. Wage bill monthly, $26,559. Wage bill amount to be saved for the remaining 5 months, $132,786.85. Ministry of Information, Culture, Affairs, and Tourism, 390 at verification. Unverified, 11. Monthly savings, $1,972. For the remaining 5 months, 9,861. Office of the Vice President and the group of 77 combined, 174 at verification, 74 unverified. Amount to be saved monthly, $15,308. Amount to be saved for the remaining 5 months in 2024, $76,982. Ministry of Education, Central Office, 300 at verification, 36 unverified, 6,749.68 monthly wage to be saved. For the remaining 5 months, at 7,567 and 7 cents. The CSA has also blocked 388 employees who are recommended for dismissal, 1 month suspension without pay, and prorated salaries of employees to receive warning letters based on the analysis of reports of the attendance record following the verification and headcount exercise conducted at their respective entities. As I said, the CSA will be officially submitting these analysis reports to the entities, reflecting the wage bill implication. The government will save monthly, $373,449.58, and United States dollars $804,632.20 for the remaining 5 months in 2022. Ministry of Transport. Some of the numbers will change because these numbers include the attendance record analysis with the combination of the unverified I read earlier plus the attendance record analysis reports. Ministry of Transport. Those to receive warning letters, 130, with their salaries prorated, $8,267.48 is what we see for the month. Because it's prorated, so we cannot multiply that by the remaining 5 months because it's just for 1 month. They will receive the warning letters and their salaries will be prorated for that month. Ministry of Transport, those recommended for suspension, total number 89. They will be suspended without pay. The salary implication, meaning that will be saved by the government for the 1 month suspension without pay, will be $34,470.65. Ministry of Transport, those to be dismissed, recommended for dismissal, total 31. Salary implication, meaning salaries to be saved going forward, if all they are not verified over the 1 month period. That is August 15th to September 15th. The company will be saving $12,386.03. For the remaining 5 months, the government will save $61,930.15. Ministry of Labor, those to receive warning letters, total 29. Salary implication, meaning their salaries will be prorated, and the government will save $1,789.11. We do not have a total because we are not multiplying that over the 5 month period because it's only for 1 month. Ministry of Labor, those recommended for suspension for 1 month without pay, total 58. The salary implication, $2,550.50. Although we cannot multiply that over the period of 5 months because they are missing.
So let's stop it there for now and allow you weigh in. Let me just read you a few laws as it relates to the standing order of the Civil Service Agency. That's the 2012 Standing Order for the Civil Service Agency. Now let's read you these. Let's read you these laws. Let's read these laws. Okay, it states, chapter 4, section 4, chapter 4, section 2, disciplinary procedures. And we will go as far as chapter 4, section 2, 4.2.1, 4.2.1, and go further. So this is what it states. When a case of misconduct or general inefficiency brought to the attention of an agency head or the Director General, disciplinary proceedings shall be initiated only after the employee or officer concerned has been given adequate opportunity to exculpate himself. 4.2.2 states, if in the opinion of the agency head or Director General, an employee fails to exculpate himself, the following penalties shall be applied. Act of omission penalty, incompetence and inefficiency, 2 letters of warning followed by withholding of defendant of increment or dismissal. B, unauthorized absence, payroll deduction for each day absent, but absence for 14 consecutive days, automatic dismissal. When you are absent for 14 consecutive days is what? Tantamount to what? Dismissal. Conviction of felony is dismissal. Conduct unbecoming of employees in the public service, disorderly or immoral conduct, 2 letters of warning. Insubordination following by dismissal, 2 letters of warning followed by transfer or dismissal. So now, that is the standing order of the CSA. My question here is, these individuals, these 9 individuals that were laid off from the Monrovia City Corporation, were they in any time given warning letters concerning their actions? That's one. Were they confronted in any time or at any time concerning the abuse minor to which they use the social media to express themselves? These are the hard questions. You are out there. You've been following as well. You can have your say on the matter. 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073 are the numbers to call. Call this afternoon and talk about the things that matters to the growth and development of our beloved country, Mama Liberia. Scores of individuals, 9 individuals have been laid off from the Monrovia City Corporation on the orders of the DG of the CSA. Let's get to hear this person. Hello?
I'm calling from District 15.
Let's hear you.
We looking at the situation now. Right now, people just are waiting the law because they don't implement the law. So many people outlets, you know the law. Too many people.
Oh, he's off the line. Hope you can call back. You can keep your calls coming on 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073 are the numbers to call. Were these individuals given warning because it is enshrined within the standing order of the civil service that if you are in a conduct or unbecoming conduct in public service, you must be given warning And following that, if you continue in that form and manner, it leads to your dismissal. Hello?
Hello?
How are you, sir? Your name and you join us from where?
I'm okay. I'm Joseph Freeman. I join you from Central Time.
Joseph Freeman, how you doing? Long time.
Yeah. What's up, brother?
I'm okay. What's your take? Let's hear you. Yes, Rufus Cannon here.
Oh, Kana. What's up, comrade?
I'm okay.
Okay, I will hear you.
Okay.
You know, we need to be, the hands are feeding you, you don't bribe it. Under no condition. Rufus cannot be working with me at my radio station. He want to castigate me. You know what the SS? What the SS? He want to insult me every day. What the SS? It is better Rufus resign instead of me dismissing him. Seriously. Because the administration that you work with, you are a professional person, but you drag yourself into politics. You go do a piece of job, professional job, at MCC or any government agency. I think that should be your focus. Instead of get on social media, you want to do this, you want to do that. Whether are you going to work for the MCC or the government agency or the ministry? You can do that. As a professional person, be a professional man. But you say you want to be politician, trust me, you cannot denigrate the power that be and pay you at the end of the day. Nobody can accept that. Nobody will not come and say, oh, we are dead, you are government, you need to accept this, you need to accept that. No. And the people who that they elected, at least that one, that only the people can take them out. But you government employer, once your leader leave out, a government come, another government go, another government come. So for the government that leaving, it is your government. What you do, just resign and follow. But if the government are in, you don't need to be working for the government. That you insulting the president, you insulting the mayor, you insulting the minister, you insulting the director. You think they're going to keep you there? Nowhere in the world you do that, they allow you. Let's congratulate them from the FCC. There should be war on this. You are a professional person. If you was employed by the CDC government, just keep quiet and do your piece of job there. But to say you take the social media, you keep insulting the president, you keep insulting, no. You're not Jeke Koroba that people cannot fire. Jeke Koroba that the people be elected here, they can move you. Not you. When you continue to try, we'll move you. When that declare as a wish one, let it be which one. But we can't tolerate that. Government that we brought in and you will be insulting from that. No. Thank you also, my Rufus.
Thank you so much, Joseph Freeman. We appreciate your participation this afternoon. Get your calls coming on 0778 665 0778 665 0778 665 0887 105 105 are the numbers to call and weigh in on the matter here at hand. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon. Hello, how you do?
Wonderful. What's your name and you join us from where?
I'm Benjamin calling you from Nizo.
Benjamin, let's hear you.
Let's be real.
Let's hear you, Benjamin. Go ahead. Hello?
Hello, you getting me?
Go ahead, Benjamin.
Those now that was dismissed illegally because, like you stated previously, you should pass through the proper channel. You will dismiss the person. But unfortunately, they don't pass through proper channel because of one individual going and broadcasting on radio station and talking negative thing about the president. That's why he come out with anger, trying to dismiss the person. It's for being seriously, it's not good. Don't forget about the politics. It's not good.
Thank you so much. Let's hear this person. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, man.
How are you? What's your name and you join us from where?
I beg you, I don't want to call my name for some reason, but I just want to clarify some things.
Let's hear you quickly.
Yes. When it comes to MCC, I gave you, trust my word, and keep my number. From now to Monday, you will get the full information, the chat, the voice, recording, every necessary thing, and the 9 individual in question, all of them was done dismissed based on Facebook posts. 4 individuals was dismissed based on absence. 3 good months without coming to work, without signing. 3 good months Where in the world you're taking salary, you work 90 days, you can work.
Yes, according to the standing order rules, it states 14 days consistent absence. A warrant your dismissal.
I'm telling you, 4 individuals, 90 days, which is 3 months. So now, the social media is carrying information. You're there once and see, either tomorrow, or I show we can all with the press, and you will hear, and all information will be provided through the court, and you will see it for yourself. And we invite the media to be present. So just keep my number as a journalist and watch my work and take on what I'm seeing. You hold me by my word. Trust me.
Thank you. Thank you for the information. We will do a verification, That's why we afford each and everyone the opportunity on an equal basis to express what their opinions are as a responsible media institution and as a responsible journalist, a professional. What am I to do here in this light is to safeguard the airwaves from invectives and those things that will plunge the country into unbearable situation. That's my job, but I do not sanction the views of any individual on the talking points. Let's get to this line. Hello?
Hello?
Your name and journal somewhere. Your name and journal somewhere. You say, where are you calling from? Welcome to the program. Brother, you are live on the radio. Let's hear you.
The people telling you that the people fail to follow instruction. Before you put somebody down, you have to give them warning letter. They put out the killing power to wish one. I tell the group of people they want to bring on board, but other people not understanding it, but they will not forget. We will still come after them. Come after them. Tell you.
077-866-503-0887-105-105. Our numbers to call. Let's get back to the telephone line. Hello?
Yes.
How are you? What's your name and join us somewhere?
Yes. I want for you to do a research on the 4 or the 9 individuals. If any of them are or director or manager. How will someone be making 125, 150, then you go against the rules, they sack you or they remove you, then you saying is which one? There is no director or manager at that area that they, one individual is not among them to be a director. You just an unmarried employee, not even a director or manager. How will someone which one you do and you want to say? For God's sake, that is very honest to the public. One person there that is even a manager or a director, you say this is which one. But the people push you and you work and you use it and you go out. One day just come to work, just come to MCC and do your own survey. How many persons you see them work? Now the life is very old.
So we have one of those individuals who were laid off in person of Brock O'Quay. He served as revenue agent and distribution.
I said director or manager. I said director.
Okay.
Director or manager.
Okay. All right, bro. Thank you. We appreciate your participation. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and join somewhere?
My brother, for now, I think we'll be a big call our name before we can dismiss our left to do that and go on social media and dismiss them. And when we are calling on the radio and try to speak our mind. Because right now there's no freedom of speech. So can you please allow me to speak? I'll call them my name with the
and please be safe also that what you're about to speak out as your opinion shouldn't. Okay, thank you so much.
The matter of fact is that let the government know that the pattern in which they came with the tour say they were rescued. They shouldn't come every area that dismissing people creating chaos. So what expect the farmers to go out to go find jobs for the first and to feed the family? Why would government people get in the street on the rain and the sun
Then after they take the matter of power, start behaving in that form and manner. I want to be treated in a normal mind.
Okay, that is insultive. We cannot go that route. That's why we try to safeguard the space, the airwaves. We cannot go that route. Let us be responsible in our utterances. In as much the privilege is afforded you, it is not your right. And as such, as a responsible media institution, we hold all obligation to our followers and the public to safeguard the space of the airwaves. Where others will allow invectives, I, Rufus Divine Canon, will never do that, because I believe that the media plays a pivotal role, and we need to uphold and defend the sacredness of this profession called journalism and the space of the airwaves. So let's get your calls and your views across. Let's hear the person. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Janje, quickly, let's hear you.
Yeah, my brother, thank you for the recognition. For the sake of the Labrador people, my name is Janje, sir. I don't go on this far. Yeah, my brother, you know what our brother is saying when we were doing now as Razi. They like about doing now, they got the country and the government. That's to the point, if you in a place where you suppose in the government and we find part of the government. If you look up, man, we get ordinary person, you go ahead on Facebook, say anything. But the institution, they are still not dedicating the institution email of them. Few years back, I was school, and I went on follow school. But when I noticed how people were going with school, I left my husband for me, and I want to be there. I there with me, I just there for my mind or my answer about there, I just there know. If you follow anything, you know, that's going the right way, we are anything about it. But you cannot be at the same place, at the same time, talking to me on the other side at the same time. So what we say here, we're not saying that the government, we hold somebody, they have to in the job of that government and they visit, they don't go back for the second time because people are in the job of that government, they need information to the opposition to have more strength to overcome the government. So it will end up just to have this time, but now when I have no way to put it, we put it right now to, it will want to put negative image out there about the government. So thank you for your presentation.
Thank you so well, Janje. And following this standing rule, chapter 4 went on chapter 4 4.2.2 take us to this point. It says intoxication while on duty, 2 warrants, 2 warning letters followed by dismissal. Addiction to use of narcotic or habit-forming drugs. It warrants 2 warning letters followed by dismissal. Discourage treatment to the public or employees. Warrants 2 warning letters followed by transfer to areas of less public contact or dismissal. Neglect of duty. Now, listen, neglect of duty. 2 warning letters followed by dismissal. Negligence of willful damage of public property. Restitution of damaged property based on official appraisal and money. Paid to revenue through salaries deduction or dismissal. Fraud in securing employment, dismissal of the employee. Dishonest in the conduct of government business, 1 month suspension on without pay or dismissal. So these are things that is in the CSA standing order of 2012. Every institution do have its policies and ethical standards. To conclude on this, we've been saying to our colleagues, and we will continue to say to the young people, leave this whole issue that has to do with militancy, hyping yourself based on political association, and then you as a professional person, you've been to school. Some of you have obtained degrees, and you are in a professional environment, it is on you to remain in that area of professionalism and do away with your party sentiments. You have your constitutional rights, which affords you the opportunity to freedom of speech. But that freedom of speech comes with what? It comes with responsibility. You cannot, like I stated earlier, and I will continue to re-emphasize, you cannot bite the hands that feed you. In other words, there are policies on the book in as much you are in the employ, whether by a government or by a private institution. You cannot be in the employ of the institution and denigrate the integrity or the sanity of the institution. If you want to remain in your line of advocacy, it is on you. The honorable thing, you resign and you get into advocacy. But you cannot be in the employ of the institution regardless and be doing what is not meant for you to do as it regards to the policies that governs that institution. So let's get to the line and hear what this person has to say. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel D. So I'm calling for 6-15.
Let's hear you.
As I was saying, I said that there are people in the affairs to violate the laws of this government. You have a public opinion. Yeah, you have a public opinion. But you need to look at the position right now before you talk or before you even post. There are people who just make anything because they say other tradition man or the other person we from the same county or for or we don't take things like Kevin Ladua back up every day. We stay Kevin Ladua back up. Thank you.
Thank you. 0778-665-073-0887-105-105 are numbers to call and form part of the afternoon conversation right here on Love FM 105.1. With just limited time in our favor, we want to use this medium to call on all of the young people. I know we are very energized. We are hyped when it comes to our stance in political discussions and in the vein of militancy. But as a professional person, you went to school to acquire knowledge. You have obtained the knowledge, and it's on you to act in the line of the ethical standards that governs the knowledge that you have obtained. That's why I continue to frown on my colleagues who find themselves in the media. You know, the media is a place where somebody say, when a young man or a young woman try in another direction and things not working, all they do, one of the easier places to find themselves infiltrating is the media. You get yourself, and we have citizen journalism that is taking siege of the matter now, where somebody will just take a phone, put data in it, create a Facebook page. He goes to one or two conferences. At the end of the day, he or she called himself journalist. Use the airwaves, and some are being recruited on in media institutions at the end of the day because of the poor wages and because of the inability of the media institution owner to hire professionals to do the work that is required. They just take anybody. In as much the man can read one or two lines, he's vocal. They sit on the radio one or two times, the next thing they call themselves journalists. We have allowed the media to be used in the negative way in this country. Where in the world, as a professional journalist, you will sit on the platform and use invectives. If even you have your disagreement, there are ways in which you channel this disagreement. But sitting and abusing on the airwaves is a sign of immorality. That tells that you have no morals. You may come from a good family. You came up with a good training, but to exhibit that training outside, you allow yourself to be used by politicians. You allow yourself to be hyped and get in the form of militancy and sit on the platforms and insult and denigrate people hard-earned characters. We say, we as professional media practitioners, it's about time we stand up tall and safeguard the airwaves and prevent our noble profession from going down the drain. Because on a daily basis, the media have been used in a negative way than the positive way. As we always remind ourselves that we hold the public trust. Anything contrary to the welfare of the public is a disservice. When we continue to allow ourselves to be used, all because politicians are putting money in our pockets, our pocketbooks are our focus, we will continue to ruin our country and plunge our country into an unbearable situation. I want to use this medium to call on all journalists. It's about time we take up the time every morning before we go to our respective jobs. Read the Journalist Creed. It will help you to enlighten your mind. If even you are not a journalist, but if you find yourself in a journalism field, read the Journalist Creed. It will give you a clear understanding of the profession that you find yourself. We are watchdogs to society. We are not judges. We create a level playing field. That's why we are called upon to be objective. Objectivity is one of the key principles to journalism. Madam Perry rightly said, we have reached a place in our profession that we sensationalize issues. All because we believe in our pocketbooks. Yes, the other minister, I tell him, he will come in. That means he first will come in. And you who are public officials, you are not doing help to the country, neither yourself. Because if you will use media practitioners or media institution to wage media war or to carry on those things that are not meant for, if you know you are serving the public in the best interest, you hold no secret. Why should you shield yourself by defense of the media? You shouldn't do that. If you are serving the public diligently, with transparency and accountability, when issues arise on your name, stand up and exonerate yourself, so that the public get to know it bothers on your integrity. But most of you have this ill-getting wealth. So at the end of the day, you look for people to shield you when you go your wrong way. And the media have been used as a channel of shielding by people in society. It is on us, our conscience. This profession is all about your conscience and your integrity. So we take few calls, and at the end of the day, we wind down on today's edition of the program, The Afternoon Conversation, right here on Love FM 105.1. Oh yes, 087-105-105, 0778-665-073 are numbers to call and form part of the discourse right here on Love FM 105.1. It is on us. Let's get to the line and hear from this person. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? What's your name and you join us from where?
This is Julius Akawa, calling from Supermarket.
Yes, hear you, sir.
Yeah, concerning those CDC COP guards that were released from their positions at the MCC, I don't think there's any big use for them to worry. We are just hoping City of Hope. So I think there's a lot of job opportunity will be there for them.
Let us not create provocation, because it is not helpful for our democracy. Thank you so much. Let's get it started. Please, the volume of your radio.
Hello?
What's your name and you join us somewhere?
Hello?
What is your name and you join us from where?
Yeah, this is Brother Gazi, and I call you from Pinnville.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, but what I really want to understand is the entire thing of the missing people from ministry or whatsoever institution. Is the institution that has a problem or the ministry that has a problem with the people, or is the government? For example, if I call Braga has the right to take me to court. So I can tell you the reason why I did it.
Are you a member? Hello?
To tell me that I'm the minister because I wrote something about Braga?
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
There are standing rules that covers people in the employ of government who are formed within the civil service.
Does it carry any due process?
Now, listen, I stated the rules. I stated the rules. The rule states when such a provocation is carried out, you are called to order with 2 letters. And when you are in continuation of that, it leads to your dismissal. That is in the standing rule of the civil service.
Well, no due process, my brother. How the Constitution say of the civil service?
It is written 2 times you will be called to attention by a warning letter. And if you continue in the act, it leads to your dismissal. That's why it states.
So when these people who are dismissed were given warning letters?
This is the biggest question that all of us need to ask as it relates to the of these individuals.
And there was no warning letter at all. But you just go and say, oh, the telling you about Ghana, or the telling you about the government, so you have to dismiss them.
So what we need to do, we have the Freedom of Information Act.
So everybody should be silent because all you say, you have to maintain your integrity, you work somewhere, you can't put it here and see. So we should remain silent and we see alien society because we regulate government?
No, let us look at it from a responsible standpoint.
My brother.
In your home, can you allow your children to denigrate you? Let's put it in that form of manner.
Oh, man.
No, my brother, we have a civil discussion. Let's have this discussion and find
I can remember resigned because they were ill in the government of Taylor. And he left when he came by and still yelling. They're causing the president up and down. Why is he not being taken from the house of representatives?
Now, listen now.
Sit there and see, is it today that you guys want to defend the government?
No,
you see that, you can see the hand out. Some people, even the Josiah Joga man, say you're talking about you are one who wrote a lot of things on Facebook. And you use the media to do a lot of things.
I don't know as to whether you don't. I don't know as to whether.
Whenever we see illness, we will talk. No one standing all in the place and talking about they can't see the hand about you.
Are you done? You know, sometimes it is on us to listen before we speak. There's something in journalism that said, engage your mind before putting your mouth in gear. Yeah, a few things. Initially, we lay out the premise of this discussion. We cited that the present CSA boss use the social media on several accounts to bring invectives at the presidency. And he went further to state things while he was actually in the employ of that government at the time, which of course we frowned at. And we made it plain and clear that whatever is done as it relates to the rules and standing order of a particular institution, not on the government, you cannot be in the employ of that government, or you cannot be in the employ of that institution and go against the standing rules and ethical standards. So our question here was, or is, these individuals that have been laid off, were they given due process by according to the standing rule of the CSA, that when you are found in an act that go against the standing rules, you must be given 2 letters of warning. And if you continue in that line, it warrants your dismissal. Were they given that due process? That was the question we asked. And then we went on to say, humanly speaking, you cannot bite the hands that feeds you. That was the quotation. So if you did not understand the analogy and you do not understand where we took the conversation from and elevating it to where it is now, so we shouldn't just say because we have that vigor or we want to express ourselves in the manner and the form we want to. You have your liberty. But our quest here is to safeguard the airways from invectives. You are the judge. Let's hear you. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
How are you? What's your name?
My name is Mark Swing. I'm calling from Johnson Lee.
Mark, let's hear you. We have limited time.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for accepting me. Rufus, I have not seen you in person. I don't know your age, but there's something that you say on this radio station that made me to put a high level of respect for you. People claim to be journalists. They get on the media and insult. There are radio stations in Monrovia here that does that. They get on the media, they get insulting. I don't know for what reason, because of political association, they insult. But that's something that you said I'm very able to grow some level of respect for you. I don't know you, I'm not seeing you in person. Somebody saying people taking bread from people toward this, that. So if you want bread to be on your table, I am in the private sector working with NGO. So if I want to work with the institution, I should denigrate the institution. Even the institution is doing something that I don't like. If I go outside, I should represent the institution. I should protect the image of the institution. Okay? But I should be the insulting or denigrating the institution. So what will be left with my employer to do? Is to just get me out. Because if I go over there, they tell me to do that, well, I should be the one to represent the image of the institution. Even if I do that, they do something wrong, we'll come in house, we'll discuss it. That's what we don't know. And the program rule, the program rule that is written on paper. If you go against it, they get you out. Not only because I need to eat, for the government or all government. I would say I'm a supporter of the Unity Party. But even if I take job in the Unity Party government, I should not be the one to deal with the Unity Party. I should defend the institution up there. Then when I come in house, my director in the department and say what is happening, what was hearing outside there. I should not be the one to go jump on the case against the government or the president. No. Let me address my own devil and make it the devil outside. Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much. And the brother who left the line before you, he made an analogy. He said the late Charles Bronski was in disagreement with certain things that the NPP-led government was doing. What he did, he honorably resigned and he returned as a private citizen. If this government is doing things that is not in your best interest and you see it as something that is against your norms, what you do? You honorably resign and go back into your private space where you have the right as a citizen of the nation to speak to the conscience of the power that be. But you cannot be within the confines of the power that be under its employment. Then you want to use words that are not meant to be used and do things that are not meant to be done. Our time is fast spent. We appreciate all of you. We want to state for the records, this institution holds no loyalty to any political party. We are a responsible institution that gave a level playing field to each and everyone, regardless of your religious beliefs, regardless of your political ideology. We gave equal opportunity to everyone to form part of the discourse. As the conversation leads, we allowed you to wade in and holding all factor constant, knowing that responsibly you must participate, because it is our sole responsibility as a responsible media institution to safeguard the airwaves from invectives and the things that are going to plunge our country into unbearable situation. If others will allow you to rain insults and not holding the morals of our society, into account is up to them, but not here. So we say thanks to all of you who participated. It was wonderful having you join us tomorrow morning, God willing, on the Positive Show when we will be around here again to weigh in on some national issues. Please, in Union Strong Success, a show with God above our rights to prove we over or prevail with hearts and hands, our country cause defending. We meet the foe with valor unpretending. Like I always say to you, there are two things in this life you will always be remembered for: the problems you create and the problems you solve. And you must take responsibility of two things in your life: your fortune and that of your misfortune. My name is Rufus Divine Kanun Kanen. I lead and others follow. First among equals. Of course, I'm destined for greatness. Have you and yours a pleasant day. Follow the rest of our broadcast.
I know of no safe depository of the ultimate powers of society, but the people